And share. Good. I was always remember to switch on the sound. There we go. Right, so hopefully everybody can see my screen. It says ROI for AI. Just give me a thumbs up, somebody, if that's working. All right, good. Okay, so today I want to, so we'll look at just specifically building and using chatbots. And as usual, just a reminder, all of those other topics and things are on the videos that we've recorded during the sessions. Can you believe it? We're in week 20 of these sessions, so it's been going quite a while now, and we've covered quite a lot of stuff. So even maybe some of the stuff we're talking about today, if you go back to week number 2, GPTs, how to build your own. So we'll cover a little bit of that again, because I think those principles apply for building chatbots everywhere. But before we do that, a lot of these the functionality that ChatGPT has come up with this ultra realistic voice. The people who have got it, I think people who've tested it and they've just been doing really silly sort of stuff, trying to catch the bot out and stuff like that, instead of what are we going to actually do with this stuff. And this was one video that I found where the guy actually had a very practical use case and very useful sort of use case, and made me think of a couple of other things. So
I love books. What I do is I sit on the couch like this, and
so basically, he says he's a big reader of books. But well, let me play the video from the beginning.
Books, older books, books that are better than the movie, psychological sci-fi, philosophy books that are so thick they could double as workout equipment. Basically, I love reading, but books are often like difficult to understand. They can be confusing. They make references that you don't get, or they make you curious about things that they don't cover. They pose questions that they don't answer. Books are amazing, but there's actually a lot that they don't do. Recently, I got access to ChatGPT's new advanced voice mode, and I've been using it to read books. And I really think it's going to change a lot about how we learn and how we read. Here's how I use it. So what I do is I sit on the couch like this and I grab a book, good book, and I'll just open up ChatGPT and I'll hit the advanced voice mode button. So then what I do is I just rest it on the couch right behind me like this, and I start reading. I'm reading The Birth of Tragedy, and he says, man is no longer an artist. He has become a work of art. The artistic power of the whole of nature reveals itself to the supreme gratification of the primal oneness amidst the paroxysms of intoxication. What does that mean?
Nietzsche is diving into some deep philosophical waters here. In The Birth of Tragedy, when he says man has become a work of art, he's talking about how in moments of ecstasy or deep connection with nature, people lose their individual selves and become part of something greater.
One of the things it's so good for is getting context on historical figures or terms you don't know while you're reading. So for example, I'm currently reading Plato's Protagoras and Meno, good book. And as I'm reading, if I come across something I don't know, I can just ask. I'm reading Protagoras by Plato. Who's Critias?
Critias is a character in several of Plato's dialogues, including Protagoras. He was an Athenian political figure, a philosopher, and a relative of Plato. Known for his role in the oligarchic government of the 30 tyrants, his reputation is quite controversial.
The same thing goes for science books.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's brilliant. That to me gives me some very good ideas in terms of how I would use this if and when we ever get this thing, because obviously ChatGPT is rolling it out quite slowly across a lot of people. But yeah, I don't know if you guys, anybody, the obvious one is learning, and it's in the education, and it's just really understanding books and getting the maximum value out of books. And maybe even I'm thinking after you've done these chats with ChatGPT, you can go back, because remember it keeps the text as well, so you can literally put something together out of the conversations you've had with ChatGPT about those books, and maybe publish something along those lines. But brilliant. I don't know You guys, anybody thinks of something immediately or other use cases for this advanced voice? All right, I'll let you guys stew on that for a little while. Okay, well, let's have a look at the other thing about building chatbots. So ChatGPT is obviously the first one that of the large language models that came out with the concept of GPTs. And just to remind everybody what a GPT
Create your
is,
very own custom
if you go to ChatGPT, you'll see on the left-hand side where it talks about explore GPTs. This is obviously just only for people who have got the paid. Well, no, sorry. Let me sort of caveat that anybody can now see the GPTs that has been published. But if you want to build your own GPT, you have to have the paid version. And then you can publish your GPT back into ChatGPT, or you could just keep it for internal use if you want. Basically, they are customized versions of the larger GPT where you fed it with some specific knowledge that is only unique to you. But have a look at this. So that's the list of all of the GPTs. They are in categories, and you can go and ask those GPTs any sort of questions. Like Consensus, for instance, is a great research tool that help you search academic papers as opposed to just searching the World Wide Web, so that you get more solid answers from it. Canva has got a tool in here. You've got a logo creator. You've got Copilot. All of these GPTs you can go and use and maybe bookmark them and use them again and again. And then you've got the GPTs, which is built into ChatGPT anyway, like DALL-E and the data analyst and those sort of things, which will come up if you ask the question, but you can use all of those sort of things. And just by the by, if you put a little an at symbol into the where you're asking the questions, you can call up any one of the GPTs, either that you've previously used or the ones that you've made, and bring them into a conversation, which also makes it then quite useful. So you could basically, let's say you build 4 GPTs, one for the marketing director, one for the financial director of your company, and one for the IT manager, whatever, and you give them all tasks and knowledge. When you ask a ChatGPT a question about a specific project, then and ChatGPT gives you an answer, you can just hit the @ symbol and then go to the financial director and ask him, what do you think of this problem and how would you tackle this? And he would give the answer, and you could hit the @ symbol again and then ask the marketing director the GPT that you've created, and so forth. And then you can maybe build a copywriter one and say, hit the @ button and say, okay, copywriter, based on this conversation that we've just had, go and write us some copy for LinkedIn or for Facebook ads or whatever it is that we need. But you get the picture. Very useful to get ChatGPT. But the reason why we're here is to create GPTs. And as you saw, you click the top right-hand button, you get to this window, and you'll see the 2 tabs, create, and you'll see configure, and then you'll see the preview on the right-hand side. So your bot will develop here as you create it over here. So the create button is literally where ChatGPT is going to help you to build your assistant. The configure one is where you're going to fine tune it and make it a little bit, much more into what you want to do. So if you start with the create button, and it asks you, what would you like to make? So literally you answer the question, and so that we're just showing you the other side of it as well, but we'll get back to this side. So the easiest is just to start with the create tab. On the left-hand side, what would you like to make? Sorry, just recording when it catches up with me. I'm a bit too quick today. Then you can type in what chatbot or what assistant would you like to create. So I would like to make a new GPT that helps people with baking cookies. All right, so once you hit that button, then GPT says, great, how about we call this cookie helper? Does that sound good? Or do you have another name in mind? And it's tell it it sounds great. And there you go. Your cookie helper is being created on the right-hand side. And then it says, here's a profile picture. Do you like this profile picture? Do you want that to be your profile picture for your GPT? It looks warm and inviting or whatever else. And then you could say, no, I don't want that. Make me a picture of a cookie monster as opposed to a cookie. And there it gives you, basically uses DALL-E 3 to generate an image. And you can say, great, I like that. I like the way my GPT or my assistant is coming along. And then I say, okay, keep that picture. And then ChatGPT will say, let's refine the details about the cookie helper and how it's going to assist the users. What specific tasks would you like it to do? Was there anything else that you want to specifically avoid the assistant to do? And then you can just type in the information of what you wanted to do. And you can give it the instructions. I want you to be fun, warm, and energetic, humorous, and helpful. You represent the cookie company. Please keep language simple. Stick to the task of helping people with good cookie recipes. If people try to go off topics, please bring the conversation back to baking. Ask for more clarification before providing responses. So that's a pretty good prompt or instructions to put into your GPT builder, your assistant. And if you're happy with that, you just hit the send button, and the ChatGPT will start building. You see it says a helpful guide for baking cookies. And then it says, okay, that's what it's going to do. So it says, why don't you give it a try? So you could literally try on the right-hand side. You can send a message straight away to your cookie helper, or you can go to the next tab at the top here, the configure button, where you can now fine tune. So if you want to change the name, you can go do it there, the description of it. You can go upload a new photo or use DALL-E to generate another picture for you. And you can also go rewrite the instructions. So this is fairly short, this instruction. So I think you've got to be quite comprehensive in writing your instructions here so that you get the maximum value and you get the exact type of responses that you want out of this assistant. And then the conversation starters, you'll see that ChatGPT has already given some suggestions for conversation starters. And those are basically questions when people get to your GPT, they don't know what to ask. Or if you're using it internally, if it's something that you're going to continuously ask all the same question, then you just want that question to be one button that you can click on there to ask the GPT on that side. So there we can test it and we can say, I want to bake chocolate chip cookies, hit it, and there it gives you all the ingredients, the instructions, the whole thing is in there, and that's pretty cool. And it's listened to the instructions pretty carefully. And then if you ask it something that's not relevant, you say, what's the weather like in Seattle? I'm here to keep our conversation sweet and focused on baking. Let's channel the curiosity into whether we can whip up some weather-themed cookies instead. So you see, it brings the conversation back to the topic that the assistant is all about. And then you can say, how do I bake, for instance, Clippy's scrumptious cookies? And because that is not part of the instructions and that this doesn't exist anywhere, and ChatGPT in all its training never heard of Clippy's scrumptious cooking, it says, I'm not familiar with this. Could it be a special recipe or anything like that? So this is where the knowledge base now comes in very useful. So think about this in terms of your business. ChatGPT has no idea how you do your business or your specific recipe that you use for your business. You go to the knowledge thing there and you can basically upload a document or documents, quite a lot of documents, text files or PDFs, in this case, a recipe for Clippy's scrumptious cookies, or let's say the processes that you use in your business or the policies inside your business, or just information about your business, you can put in there. Actually, if you put a link to your website, it can also go and read your website instead of trying to convert your website to information, and it can go get its information there depending on what the user asks. Now, if you ask it for the recipe, it's got the answer because it's in its knowledge base, and you gave it that specific knowledge that it didn't have before. And then what you can do is also there's other capabilities that you can go switch on. So for instance, down below here, you've got web browsing and you've got DALL-E. So if you want people to refer, or you want the bot to go search things on the internet to add or to be able to answer something, you switch that on. If you don't want people to refer to the internet, then you just switch it off so that you you stick to your knowledge base. And then my recording is still showing off the recipe over there. Actually, what it's doing now, it's saying if you don't like that response, you can always go back to your instructions and write another iteration of it. So you can sort of continuously, maybe iterate back and forth by testing it on the right and then writing new instructions on the right, on the left. Now, if you get to the web browsing, you can switch it on and off. Or if you go to a DALL-E image generation, if, for instance, you want, if you need an image or the user to be able to pull down an image, you can switch that on. So, for instance, if you add to your instructions, like you say, for recipes, can you also generate an image showing the cookie alongside the ingredients and the direction? And now, if you're going to go ask for that, how do I bake cookies? Because of that instruction, it's going to give me the recipe and stuff, but it's also going to give me an image at the same time. So you can see how this is useful in producing stuff pretty quickly. And then your code interpreter, it's the data analysis tool that ChatGPT has got. So in this case, it's maybe not that relevant, but if, for instance, if your tool or your assistant needs to be able to do some analysis and maybe work with some Excel files and things like that and work out your budgets and that type of thing, you would switch code interpreter on that side. So in this case, it's not relevant. And then you can create actions. Now, this gets a little bit more technical. You don't have to do the actions, but this is where you can link up to API. So for those of you who know how API works, API is basically where you would call on another information source. Like if you need the weather, or if you need information from Google or whatever it is, or another piece of software, you can then add in the API schema, as they say, that would tell the assistant to put a call through to that other source, wherever it is, and then bring that information back into your tool. So I'll just quickly jump ahead where they use the example. For instance, they put in a schema. I think it's got to do with weather. This is just a map sort of thing. Show me all the cookie stores, and now it's going to go and look for that at the source where that information is held on the internet. So that is basically how you would build a GPT, and then once you built it, you can publish it, as I said, so that only you can see it, or anyone with a link. So for anyone in your company that wants to use it can use it, or you can publish it to the GPT store, which means everybody in the whole wide world will be able to use your tool that you built as well. And that's not a bad thing, because if you want to use it, say, as a lead generation, or it's something that you want to get people to come and use and provide their email addresses to you, then you can publish it on your website, for instance, a link to it. And then, within the answers that people are giving, you can tell it to give people your website address so that they go to your website address for more information, or to go sign up, or whatever your call to action is going to be. So the word I was looking for is a lead magnet. So you can use this as a lead magnet for you. So that's how you build a GPT. So that's a very good foundation for building other chatbots and stuff. So any questions on that one, guys? Who has built GPTs for themselves? Nish, I know you have. Lee, have you not built a GPT yet?
I haven't, Quentin. I'm a little bit, archaic when it comes to this, but I do have a question. I've got a couple of legal cases, and I want to put the information in there,
Yeah.
and into, and perhaps I could do the same thing here, but I need to keep it confidential.
Yeah.
I don't want, I don't want somebody else accessing that information over,
Yeah, I hear you. So there's, I mean, if you're going to just use the free version or just the basic version of ChatGPT, then there's no guarantee that, they are going to use the information that you fed to it to train the model. But they don't keep the specific information of the case. They will aggregate that information into other cases and thousands of pieces of information that are similar. So nobody can ever extract that specific information with those people's names and all of that sort of. So basically they anonymize the whole thing, and it just goes into this big bucket. But if you still feel uncertain about it, the other way to go is to get the enterprise version. So that's a company version of ChatGPT that your whole company can then use, and then they explicitly don't use your data for that. And in fact, I think that the team
I've got
as well.
I've got a paid version, so
Okay.
I'll take a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Look, I mean,
to get
it is a tricky one. It's, somebody was saying to me actually this morning that they don't want to give they don't want to, they've got all their stuff in Google Drive and they don't want to put those documents into ChatGPT or into Gemini. And I say, well, if it's in Google Drive, Google already has access to your information, and you've got to trust that they're not looking at the stuff themselves. So if you're bringing it across to, Gemini, which is also Google, or Notebook LM, it's still Google. So it's in that ecosystem. So Google knows that stuff already. So yeah, it is a tricky one, and it is something that we got to live with. I think it's back to that old case of if you want the convenience, if you want the service, you need to be able to give that information and trust it to work on that information. It's the same with that analysis tool that I was talking about. If you want to upload all your company's financials in there, and you wanted to come up with comments and suggestions and do the analytics and give you recommendations on how to go forward with your business, in return, you actually have to trust it and put that information in. So yeah, not an easy answer.
Thanks.
Cool. All right, great. So that's how you build a GPT. So so this is how you. This is just sort of a summary where you would click that button, and there's the instructions in the knowledge base, what you would typically put in there. And then Claude, the other large language model, has when I say recently, I think it's about a month or two ago, also come up with something, and they call their version of it projects.
And I'll include this.
I don't think it's as good as ChatGPT, but a project basically allow pro users or team to create self-contained workspaces with their own history. Within each project can upload documents, provide context, and have a focused chat with Claude. So pretty much sounds the same. You can upload up to 200K in the context window, which is a 500-page book that you can add in there as your context base. So for most cases, it's enough information to train your specific bot on. So this is Claude, where you would come into and you say, if you have the paid version, you have projects over there. and you can start your project over here at the top right-hand corner, almost similar to ChatGPT. You say create, and then you name your project. So it doesn't have those that functionality where it will help you build it. You're going to specifically put in the information or the instructions that you want to do. What do you want it to do? In this case, is used to get information on the government agencies, and you say create project. When that happens, create project. And then on the right-hand side, it also starts building your chatbot for you, or your assistant for you. It says there it's got no knowledge added yet. So what you can do is click on that, and then it'll open up a your hard drive, and you can upload some of your PDFs or your documents as well, and then you can see those files is now part of the knowledge base of this ChatGPT. Oh, I keep on saying the GPT, of this assistant or this project, and now you can start asking those documents questions about something specific. So, what agencies report to the USDA? And then it's going to search all of your knowledge base, and it gives you all of the answers over there. So if you want to, let's skip forward a little bit, and then if you want to give it specific instructions, you're going to say set custom instructions, and similar to ChatGPT, you're going to type your instructions in there, and then again you're going to test it and what agencies are under USDA, and now it'll use the instructions and the knowledge base, and it basically responds the same way that the assistant does on ChatGPT. So very similar, but I think I'd still prefer the ChatGPT one over this one. It just seems an easier way to build, and it's a lot more user-friendly, and you can see your own bot. This one you also can't publish. You can only use it for yourself. Yes, Gary. Gary, did you? Oh, you're on mute, Gary.
About the bots that you're building, everything you're talking about is built on GPT. So it's obviously the paid one, and you can build the bot on GPT. You can build your own GPT.
Yes.
Are there any, but you can also build on, what about Gemini, Meta, and all these other ones? How far can you go with, or do they call them agents, or is your preferred platform ChatGPT for bots?
Yeah, I haven't really. I actually tried to find the Gemini version to play with, and I couldn't. I don't know if it's because I'm on the free version or what. If anybody else has got that, if you've got the paid for version for Gemini and it's built it, please let me know. Nish, hopefully you got the answer for me.
No, I don't have the answer, but I was just saying that.
No, then you can't speak. You need to have the answer.
The Claude, the value of it is that it allows you to see a lot more code. So creating an artifact. So, the value of Claude, I think, is for the more technical user, but it's really for somebody who likes the code, and enjoys seeing the back end. Because ChatGPT won't give you the code. So if you're trying to embed the code into something else, it has to be a direct API. Whereas with Claude, you can copy and paste the code into others. So you don't have to build a straight a straight link. And then one of the engines which was quite good, you did show me this one, which was chat. I'm trying to find it now. I have it on my list. Chatbase.
Yes, I'm glad you asked that question.
That's quite a good one.
Thanks for setting me up for that one. So this is Chatbase, and a little while ago, a few weeks ago, we did show this example where you can build a chatbot. And now, because you've listened carefully to how we did the GPTs and the Claude one as well, the principles again are the same. But what the benefit of this is, it's one for your website. So you don't have to send somebody to ChatGPT or Claude. You're literally going to actually put this code on your website. So if you come here and you say, build me one, there again, it asks for your files, it asks for text, it asks for all the sources, the websites that you wanted to refer to. And you can, in this case, for instance, say, go look at my website and fetch the links and then bring that information back into the chatbot. And literally just doing that, you can hit create the chatbot, and your chatbot is ready to talk to. So it's, what's that, 2-3 clicks, and you've got a chatbot that you can talk to. It's not published yet, but it's ready to talk to. And then when you get into the settings, you can go play around with the chat interface. So this is the little bubble that comes on the bottom of your screen, and it's a text version that you can just talk to. And then you can say, okay, the first question it must ask the user when somebody comes onto your website is, hi, I'm the Product Hunt AI, what can I help you with? And then you can give suggested messages like you did on ChatGPT. You can upload your logo. You can change the colors so that the bubble is all nice and pretty. And then when you want to embed it on your website, it gives you code, which if you maybe know a little bit about building a website, each website builder has got a section where you can add some HTML. You basically say add an HTML. I'll actually show you another example as well, but you copy and paste that. Even Wix has got that, my website builder has got that, where you just drop it in and then it shows up on the website when the user comes there. So that's where you would do it. And so this is literally what it looks like. You got the little bubble at the bottom right here, and there's your chatbot, and somebody can come now and ask questions about your products and everything, and it answers it based on the knowledge base that you've given it. The difference here is it's only going to reference the information that you've given it. So it's not like ChatGPT or Claude, where it can still reference all its information that it's been trained on, or it can still search the internet or those sort of things. It's going to be strictly the information that you've trained it on, or the information that is on your website. So maybe you need to keep your website up to date and comprehensive and that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's chat-based. And then there is another alternative for it called Cody. And again, you'll see the principles are pretty much the same. Cody, like that, teach it what it needs to know. And so basically, this one, you upload documents, bunch of stuff that you could, like, for internal. So here on the left, it actually gives you, I like this one because it gives you different structures that you could use. So you could build a chatbot for human resources, for IT, for marketing, for onboarding, whatever the processes that you want to follow. And then you go and pull that information. You customize it for different users. So in this case, you would say, I want it for human resources. And then people can start chatting to the bot. Do we get healthcare benefits? Yes, we give you healthcare benefits. And then it also give links. I don't know if you saw that. It gives links to the PDFs that you've uploaded. You could say that employee can then download the whole PDF if they want to go read the whole document. And then also you keep asking the different questions and the user to work smarter. So yeah, so the common questions that people often ask internally, so it's internal or external, whatever you want to do. So the last one that I wanted to show you, and this one took me a little while to produce, but I think it's quite cool to where this is going. So this is where HeyGen is the people who make the avatars that people put on their website to make messages with. Now they've created an interactive avatar. So in other words, you can talk to it. So this guy over here is the CEO of HeyGen, and this is in beta. This is why I struggled, because my computer just wouldn't run with this guy talking. So I had to sort of record little bits and pieces of this thing, but I got it working in the end. So basically, when you get onto the website, it comes up and it asks, it introduces itself. And then you can
this will end in 20 seconds.
And then you can click on the microphone so I can talk to him. You can see that was me up there earlier today, and I can text and he talks back.
Hey there, how's it going?
And then I texted, very well, thank you very much.
Awesome to hear. Anything specific on your mind today or something you'd like to chat about?
And then I asked it, how does this work? And see, he shakes his head like he understands what I'm talking about.
Just making sure, are you still with me?
So I took a little bit long, so he's like saying, are you still there?
At Heygen, we focus on making visual storytelling super accessible for all kinds of businesses. Whether you're a solo entrepreneur or part of a big corporation, our tools help you create awesome videos quickly and easily. We're constantly innovating with features like interactive avatars and personalized videos to make your content stand out. Anything particular you're curious about?
So he asked me a question. Very boring voice that he's got on there. I would have, they could have done a little bit better with this demo model. And I said, can I train my bot with my info? And I asked him that question. And
Absolutely. You can personalize videos by uploading your own content and information. This way, the videos reflect your unique style and message. It's all about making your storytelling more engaging and tailored to your audience. Interested in trying it out?
Yeah, so whatever question I asked, it was answering. So then what I did is I tried to build my own version of it. I didn't really, I just sort of used their version. But if you clicked on select avatar, you can go choose another avatar that you want. And obviously you can upload your own face and you can train it to use that. And then again, you get to that same process that we've now learned, is where you give it an opening intro, you give it a name, and you give it, in this case, a knowledge base. So it doesn't yet have the upload documents, but you're just going to copy and paste a whole lot of information into this. Or you can say, write with guidance, so that you give it a persona, you give it knowledge, and you give it instructions. And then basically it builds your bot for you. And then, okay, this is just sort of different levels or the type of methods that you wanted to respond to. And then you can publish this avatar with just a link and just send it to somebody or put a link somewhere. But if you want to integrate it onto your website, again, you've got a place where you get the HTML code, which you copy, and you take that across to your website, wherever you're building your website. So this is my my website with my website builder. And if I add in a widget there for code, so I'll start and just open up a new block where I'm going to drop my code in, and I click on the widget side of things, and there's the piece for code. And I just drop in a block there where it can be code, and I paste that code in there, and now I save it, and I can preview this website to see so it just looks like this in the building phase, but if you preview it, you'll actually see that it pops up here at the bottom left, and you see now that chatbot is on my website, and if I click on it, I can start a chat with my brand new chatbot, which maybe looks like me, or
hey there, I'm Wayne, the new Chief Innovation Officer at Heygen, and I'm thrilled to talk about how our team is pushing the boundaries of visual storytelling to help businesses of all sizes create amazing videos faster and better.
So you can see this is now all happening on my website. So it's quite a useful thing. And as
hey there at Heygen,
last
we
week,
support a wide variety of use cases.
And
businesses
quiet now. This is all happening on your website. People don't necessarily want to read through your whole website to get an answer. Maybe they just want to ask your avatar over here for the answer, or for a specific answer to a question, or a specific product that they're looking for. So that's quite a good one. And then lastly, this is just the one that claims to be the first conversational for e-commerce. But Gary, I know you've used another tool. How is that going?
You talk about, I've been using Wix with a Wix bot, but that's very basic. And then
okay.
Fresh Chat, we're using the Fresh Chat bot, which you can also program, but it's not good at all. I actually stopped it now.
Yeah.
Because it's not,
okay.
It doesn't integrate with the code that it just, there was too many developer problems. So we're just using the Wix basic one, but we are looking to use a bit more into something that's better for customer service, but we're not there yet. So
right.
This is interesting.
Okay. Good. Nish.
Yeah, I was just saying there are two interesting things. One is embedding in the website slows potentially a website down. So from a Google ranking perspective, Gary probably knows more about this, that, you know, putting the bot on might look great, but it might impact many other factors on your website. And then the other thing which is interesting is I was looking at the website. It only supports the large language model APIs of Chatbot, Anthropic, which is Claude, Bing, and Bard. So what's interesting is, you know, if you're looking to develop your own kind of large language model, and you've got to be able to look at what's integrating, what's playing well with others, because you don't, the HeyGen will spend their time increasing their avatar technology, but not their large language model. They'll API into a large language model. So if you want to build something that's quite smart and clever, you're probably going to have to use two AI systems. And so ChatGPT seems to be playing well with others, whereas things like Gemini don't necessarily, or, you know, Llama is not necessarily playing well with others. Then if you'd use those to develop, you might not be able to API into other things. So it was just two interesting perspectives I picked up as you're talking.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that is useful. But we also have to keep in mind, as we always say, this is the way the technology is now is the worst it's ever going to be going forward. So in a year's time, who knows what HeyGen has come up with or somebody else. And I'm suspecting ChatGPT themselves is probably going to drop some of this functionality, which is what they've done all along. You know, people come out and they create fantastic tools and stuff, and then ChatGPT just kind of builds their own embedded into your regular ChatGPT, like a DALL-E or a code interpreter or an analyst or whatever. Then nobody needs those other tools anymore because you can get it straight from ChatGPT. Search is another example. ChatGPT has now got search. So who needs Google? You can just go to ChatGPT or Perplexity or one of those.
I'll start that now. They don't give the paid campaign a functionality.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're still going to need Google for a while. Cool. Okay, so we've just got a little bit of time left for some news. So I'm just going to sort of glance through it. A lot of video companies like Luma, Luma has launched Dream Machine 1.1, and actually the videos are amazing. All the videos nowadays look amazing. So just to show you an example of what some of these videos look like. This is Dream Machine 1.5. And just
level up.
Smoking. So that's Luma AI. So and then the Runway has done another one. Let me actually go to Runway quickly and just show you some of the stuff that Runway is doing. Runway on X. Sorry, it's just it's not supposed to refresh the page. It's just supposed to be opening it up. But yeah, so Runway. So yeah, basically what you can do is upload an image, and then Runway will create a video from that image. So literally just one image that maybe you created in Midjourney or something like that. and it creates you give it a prompt and it'll create a whole video for you like that, or something like this. One image, and you give it instructions. In fact, I'm not sure Runway is the one, but you give it an image to start with and an image to end with, and it creates some incredible videos and things for you. So there's lots of examples and things like that. So yeah, so I think on the video side of things, I've been watching or just seeing a lot of videos coming through on my feed on Facebook, and the stuff that people are creating is just ordinary people are creating. This isn't, we're not talking about movie producers. People are just playing around with the tool and coming up with the most incredible creative works that's out there. So just also Perplexity has now added a code interpreter. Sounds much like the ChatGPT's code interpreter, which can display charts in the results. That's on this preview side of things where it shows the code stuff. So it enables many more use cases compared to ChatGPT code interpreter, like creating stock market charts using Y Finance. So you connect to Y Finance, that's Yahoo Finance, and then you can actually go and get it to create some specific charts for you that you wanted to produce. 11 Labs have launched a reader. So 11 Labs is the one that's got that gives you where you can create your own voices and things like that. They've now got one that will actually read stuff for you. So if you've got text on your or a book.
Ever find yourself distracted by your phone?
And then you can actually
just send you
have
over the link. Give it to read when you're done driving.
It's all good. I can listen to it now.
In financial news today, global markets continue to soar.
The world is large.
Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes.
So that's pretty cool, and you can pick from some really good voices to read books to you while you're on the go. Midjourney has released a unified AI image editor. So when it says image editor, so Midjourney can create images, but they've also now got, once they've created the image, that you can edit it. Same as like Bing, you can create an image and then you jump over to Microsoft editor, and then you can edit the image there. So you can do a little bit of design over and above, remove the background, add a hat to the cat or whatever it is. So Midjourney has got that as well now. And that's that one. And then interesting now, both Grok, which is Elon Musk, and Google have now built in image creators into their tools. So pretty much like ChatGPT has got DALL-E 3, both of these have now also got image creators. So they're using Imagen 3, which is for a while was really the best image creator in my mind. Google has now taken that and put it inside your Gemini, and you can actually create images from that. And then Grok has taken Flux. Remember, we spoke about Flux last week or the week before, and they kept saying this is brilliant in terms of the most realistic images that have been created so far. And Elon Musk has now done a deal where he's taken that and he's put that into the AI, XAI, the Grok 2. And this is with a new launch. So it's kind of overshadowed. Grok 2 is apparently not a bad chatbot. It's actually producing some good stuff just in terms of the regular text and writing and all that sort of stuff. But it's now got Flux as well. And I think a lot more people are going to go there just to get Flux. It is it's much cheaper. I think it's $9, the subscription, and then you get the Premium X, and you've got you got Grok, and you've got Flux now, which is really good. The big thing about Flux, it's unrestricted, so it literally is uncensored. So I cringe just at the thought to let that out in the wide world, because just in terms of what people are going to create with this tool. And you can see already people are creating stuff that needs to be blocked once they publish it. Actually, let me see if I can hopefully not come across something too bad. Hopefully X has got some restrictions on it, but people, you see, this is one that has already been blocked. But here people are using Disney character with a picture of Jesus, and then, picture of Donald Trump and Putin having a fag while they're sitting on the couch, or smooching here, kissing a Mexican cartel member, and so literally uncensored stuff, and you can imagine what people are going to do with this stuff. Not good. Yeah, so this is scary where all of this is going. It's funny because Elon Musk is the one that says, oh no, you've got to have safety and you've got to be controlled, and OpenAI is not controlling their stuff. And then he puts this out for the world. I don't know. Anyway, just quickly, Grammarly has always been a great tool in terms of helping you with your spelling and grammar, for me as well. They've now got a tool that would check for whether it's typed by a human or it's AI generated. And there's been a lot of tools like that. And obviously in education, the teachers are trying to check up on the kids, whether they're using AI or not. But it's good that it's coming from Grammarly, which is a reputable tool, because I know some of the other tools. I actually wrote a piece once with ChatGPT, put it into the one tool, and it says 100% human generated, and then I put it into another tool that says 100% AI generated. So it wasn't accurate. So I think Grammarly is probably going to be the most accurate in that sense. ChatGPT got an update, by the way, ChatGPT 4.0. It's not ChatGPT 5 yet, but no one even noticed because things just happen so fast. Lots of stuff are coming out, but ChatGPT apparently is now a little bit better than it was a couple of weeks ago. And yes, that example, Lee, that I was talking about, when you got to trust the GPTs and that sort of stuff. JP Morgan Chase has basically given their employees an AI, each one, they've given, not each one, they've given everybody an AI assistant that they're going to run their business on. So the program called LLM Suite is already helping more than 60,000 employees to do tasks like writing reports. So again, I think the API is based on ChatGPT. I have to confirm that, but you have to kind of, at some point, if these big companies know that they're going to get massive productivity and all of those sort of benefits, they're willing to risk it. And that's me. Any other comments or questions or things like that? All of this information is on the website. So if you want to join my membership, you'll get access to all the slides I covered today, plus that file, plus a whole bunch of other stuff that is in there, like prompt engineering skills lessons, AI basics, video recordings of all the last few weeks that we've shown, the last 20 weeks. That is still there if you want to go learn at your own pace. AI research reports and more tips and tricks. So lots of stuff on the website. If you want to join, just go to AI from AI AI.biz and join the membership over there. Cool. Okay, people, any other questions or comments?
I think we still need to talk more about sales agents, like dealing with customers, like the chatbots, the mechanics of the chatbot, but can it really help a customer through a sales process? I don't know about that, because that would be nice to know how far it can go with dealing with your customers.
Yeah, it's a good question. I know, Sophia, we chatted about it. That's something that you are interested in doing, and we got to sort of understand whether it's outbound calls. Do you want the chatbot to phone people, or do you want to just be on the site to respond when people phone you? Or
no, more queries, more like queries coming in saying, "Look, I need a price on this." And then can it actually give a price? Can it actually discuss?
Well, that would be in your knowledge base that you feed it. You would give it those prices. Or, as I said, if you use your website as the knowledge base, your website has got the prices, then it can give it that information.
There's so much like, does it include VAT and can I have a discount? No, you can't. It's like you got to, there's so many questions that they could have. So I don't know how far you could go.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay.
Not yet, but
good point. Yeah. Nish?
Yeah, I was just saying, I mean, I've seen some good examples, but I've seen it, you have to start with the data point first. So I've seen it being used as a lead nurturing, in a lead nurturing process where, for instance, in an e-retailing site, somebody puts something in their wish list or their basket and they don't check out. And so you have certain data points. And so you can make a call, an AI call to that person, leading them through a process of why, is it a finance issue? Is it a cost? Is it whatever? And then that AI bot can then fund your further data points to close that deal. So, you can use trigger points to use the AI agent to then interact with the customer. So as opposed to call center agents, I've seen really good examples of using it in a lead nurturing process.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Cool. If you could share it, I don't know, share it with us. Maybe you can just show it to the guys next week. Good.
Cool. Thanks, Quentin. That was a good session. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Quentin.
Well.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very interesting, Quentin. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.